Hi everyone, and happy National Star Wars Day. You are watching Creativity is Key PX. Now, I made this channel for a school project in my sci-fi fantasy class. My teacher wanted me to make a vlog talking about a book that I was reading. So, here is episode 1 of my 4-part series about Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson. Oh, and just to warn you, this is not a spoiler-free review. So, anyways, in Steelheart, there is this thing that shows up one day called Calamity. No one quite knows what it is, but all of a sudden, people started getting superpowers. These people are called epics. Unfortunately, none of these epics have turned out very heroic. So, there's been a lot of chaos with people getting killed and people starting to rob banks left and right. In the prologue, the main character, David, is at a bank in Chicago, and his dad are there to settle a mortgage deal. Suddenly, they are getting robbed by an epic named Deathpoint. But when all hope seems lost, a new epic by the name of Steelheart comes, seemingly to save the day. But it turns out that Steelheart is more interested in taking control of the city for himself than in saving it. So people tried to oppose him, which made him sort of mad. So he tried to kill everyone, and he did kill everyone except for the main character who managed to escape. But the most important part of this is that in all of the chaos, there was one glancing bullet that scraped Steelheart and made him bleed. And the main character is the only one who's ever seen that happen. The main story takes place 10 years later, so the main character is 18. He spent the last 10 years finding all the information on epics that he can, and trying to find out how to kill them. In his search, he found out about a group of assassin freedom fighters who kill epics, and they're called the Reckoners. And he decides that he wants to join them. So he figures out where he thinks they're going to take out their next target. He actually ends up helping the team hit their mark, which gets their attention. He tells the team that he has a bunch of notes about epics and their weaknesses, and he thinks that they could really help the team. So they go on a mission to retrieve those notes that are being guarded, and he gains their trust and joins their team. This part of the book ends with David telling the Reckoners his plan on how to kill Steelheart by imitating an epic that wants to challenge his power, and they want to try to draw out Steelheart. Now let's go a bit deeper into analysis. First, let's talk about moral lessons. It is said that with great power comes great responsibility. But unfortunately, it is also said that power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Unfortunately, it seems that the epics have followed the latter much more closely. Sorry, Uncle Ben. Next, let's look at social class theory. It is apparent that the epics are oppressing the non-epics. But money doesn't really matter to epics because they can take whatever they want. So there isn't really much of an economic issue, but actually a literal power struggle, where class is defined by if you have powers or how strong they are. Because of this, there is a very us versus them mentality. The government system is actually pretty similar to a fascist dictatorship like Hitler or a communist dictatorship like Kim Jong-un. In this sense, the Reckoners are almost like the proletariat rising up against the bourgeoisie. Well, I think that is going to be it for this episode, so leave a comment saying if you could have one superpower, what would it be? Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and remember, creativity is key. Peace out.